I'd like one of you bureaucrats out there to look me in the eye and tell me, when does my husband's life matter to you? Because it matters every day, every second of every day to me.
Well, hello. It seems like forever since I've seen you guys. Like yesterday. But hey, we're here again. We're doing our shit. We're doing our thing. Uh, this week has been crazy. We've been all over the interwebs this week. We've done 5 shows, 4 shows. No, this is the 5th show. 5th show. We've done 4 shows and then this one. So 5 shows. We did harm reduction. What is harm reduction? We did nicotine and neurodiversity, which, if you missed it, it turned out so amazing that I downloaded it. I edited a little bit, and I'm going to re-upload it. It's going to premiere tonight in 2 parts because it was much longer than what we planned, and it was amazing. Right after tonight's show. So we're going to do a 2-hour show tonight, and then right after that, boom, part 1 of neurodiversity and nicotine, and part 2 is right after that. So it's going to be fun. But anyway, hey, let's see. I think Kevin. There's Kevin. Hello,
What?
Kevin.
What do you want?
What? Well, I don't know that I don't think I've had enough of your time.
Why are you here
this week?
You know, if you're here and I'm here, isn't it our time?
It is our time. We can do whatever we want.
It's an old Stoner reference from
Yeah.
Fast
Times at Ridgemont High. Yes, I know.
People on nicotine should not drive. So, what's going on?
Well, we had some fun this week, right? You know,
We did have some fun.
we kicked some arse on. We took over scope. We
So.
You know what's really funny though is the one night 3 when we had oh my gosh, we had Ignacio Levia from Chile and our friend Jeffrey Zamora from Costa Rica on.
Mm-hmm.
Afterwards, now there's a behind the scenes, we have a WhatsApp group with all the people that were participating, and everybody's in the WhatsApp group preaching how awesome the high testosterone hour was. And I was like, I'm not gonna dissuade you from saying nice things about what we just did, but I didn't really regard it. I mean, I think it was because the show they were going to do right after us was all women's.
Okay.
All women's.
Which are smarter than men anyway.
That was the estrogen show, I guess. I don't know. I mean, but that's what they were saying in the chat group. There was and I will be reposting those. I mean, they're already posted on the Scope thing on their Facebook or YouTube. But see, here's the thing. I tried to talk them into figuring out a way like we do. We broadcast, you know, here on YouTube, Facebook, and on Twitter. Yeah. And I don't think that they realize the value of Twitter. And they didn't do it. They didn't. And so the main reason I'm redoing, like rebroadcasting or whatever the safer nicotine and neurodiversity thing is because it's not on Twitter. And we had a couple tweets about people that were looking for it. So I figured might as well just put it on Twitter because that way people can find it.
And it was disappearing, and it's okay.
Well, it wasn't disappearing. What it was, that was the other thing is right after the high testosterone show, they were playing a pre-recorded segment. It was a TED Talk with David Sweener, and he was talking about slaying dragons. Fighting tobacco control was like slaying dragons. And right in the middle of his TED talk, somebody reported our stream, and Facebook struck it.
Mm-hmm.
And they pulled our stream. So y'all quit like tagging me and posting stuff. My phone keeps going off, and I've muted it.
Your Pornhub alert keeps going off.
It's muted. Stop. All right, fine. I'm gonna do that. But anyway, so we had to start a whole new stream. I shouldn't say we, because I was just watching from the WhatsApp group. But they started a whole new stream and then appealed because we weren't doing anything other than being truthful. So about 4 or 5 hours later, they sent an email saying you have won your appeal. So they pulled the strike, because those are permanent.
Yeah.
If you get a strike for community standards or whatever, that's a permanent thing. And if you get like 1, that's like your only warning. You get 2, they take your channel down.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the whole scary. That's scary. That's the scary thing, is all of our work could disappear.
Yep.
However, I download everything.
So one of my favorite humans, the cranky old broad, I've decided she has cranky old broad syndrome. She has Cobb's. Mark, again, about 3 hours ago, put another picture up.
I know.
Did you see the other one?
I saw the one with her knocked out, like clutching her blanket. Is there a different one?
Yeah, like 3. Well, I don't know if it's 3 hours ago or so. But I told her she needed to tell Mark that she had Cobb's, because she was saying something about being cranky, and I said, well, that's what it is. So
as long as she doesn't have a cob up her ass, that's.
So if Mark's listening, he's my favorite new human.
Oh, Mark is one of my favorite people. But hey, we forgot to say hello to people, Kev. We forgot to say hello. Omicidal's here, and Mallory, and James Jarvis, and Leah, and
Nick. Wait.
Yeah,
Nick is here as well.
I'm going down. I'm going in order. Don't go out of order. Thomas Kursop, and Paul Blameyer, and Bruni, and Andrew, and Nick, and James Jarvis, and I said James Jarvis already, didn't I?
Did you say Thomas? Paul?
I did say Thomas. That's right after I chastised you. Got to go from top to bottom. Leanna's here.
Andrew.
And Will Webb. And Raj.
Big B.
Raj. So all those people are here. There are people here. And there's more people. Somebody else just showed up. I'm looking at the numbers. The numbers just went up a little bit more, Kevin.
Leanna.
So, that's why we do this little bullshit at the beginning of the show, to let people, even though we have like a 2-minute countdown and all that nonsense at the beginning of the show, we still give people a few extra minutes to come in, and there will be more. There will be more. So, Kev.
What?
So this scope thing that we did for the last 4 days.
Yeah.
Hey, H is here. H actually woke up. I thought H was going to be dead for a few days.
He knows.
He was one of the behind the scenes people, like helping produce and add people to the shows and do all the works.
He knows.
And then he was on our high tea hour. He was on the high tea hour that everybody was so spun up about. I'm not even going to tell the stuff yet, because I really want people to go to the Scope YouTube thing so that they can get the views on there and get the follows and everything. And then eventually I'll take our content and we'll repost it on our thing. But the safer nicotine and neurodiversity thing will go up tonight, because that was gloriously awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And if you do not get emotional when you watch that show, and you think of Skip and Richard, who have busted their asses over the years for vaping, and then you find out all the stuff that's happening in their lives and happened in their lives, you are dead to me. That's what I'm just, if that doesn't move you, if that doesn't get you like fired up, it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing.
It fired me up.
You need more fired up.
All right. Well, Skip Skip was angry, and rightfully so, about about this depression stick stupidity that we've seen. What are you doing?
Yes. What?
And it pissed me off. So I did a tweet, and it took me a few days to try to go to the Victor share screen. It took me a few days to figure out how to word it, and I still didn't word it correctly, in my opinion. But what happens when a nonprofit political front group lies about nicotine and a child using it to cope with feelings of depression or anxiety I forgot the is pressured to stop using it and does something drastic. I forgot the and as well. Will you attend their funeral? Because they're still doing it, and it was a weird way to have to try to figure out how to word it without being a complete prick. But I want to be a complete prick, Patrick. I know.
Really?
So yeah, that was something that hit me pretty hard. That she's right. Okay, kids, you can't do that anymore because it's causing your depression. And then they stop, and then they do something drastic.
Well, I mean,
so if you guys haven't seen it, go see it when we're done.
The last time that Charles Gardner was on the show, and that was before the depression stick campaign.
Yeah.
He said it's going to get to the point where they use this as an excuse. They'll say that people that the neurodiverse that use nicotine to improve or reduce their symptoms, that their symptoms are actually caused by the nicotine. And that's one of Richard and Skip both have stories that prove that is not true. Again, I'm not going to tell you what they say. You're going to have to watch the show if you haven't already. And even if you have, I edited all of the can you hear me? No, I can hear you. He can't hear me. I edited all of that out. So there was by the end of it, there was about 10 minutes of technical shenanigans where we were having trouble with bandwidth and things like that, that I edited out. I didn't edit out any of the content, but I did edit out the can you hear me? Yes, I can hear you. No, I can't hear you. All that's gone.
Canadian vape.
Yeah, hello. So one of the other things we'll talk about COP and stuff, but really, how can we talk about something because they won't tell us what they did? But anyway,
I know what they didn't.
Well, yes, Kevin, they said in advance. They said like 8 weeks ago. We're not going to talk about tobacco harm reduction during COP9. And maybe we'll talk about it in 2 years. You can present your information. You can submit your information. But we're not going to talk about it.
The most important thing in their first part of their articles, D, harm reduction, and they don't talk
1D.
And they delayed it 2 years.
Yes.
Opportunity, kids. Opportunity. 2
but the other thing,
years. Not important enough.
The other thing that happened, Kevin, like you drone on and on. You know that?
I know.
Like you make a point and then you like add like 10 words at the end. So it's hard for me to tell when I can speak. Because then I start speaking and you're droning on. You're repeating yourself. You're adding superfluous words. I just added superfluous just so that I could say superfluous.
Redundant, repetitive.
Yes. The other thing that happened was that INCO, in conjunction with this timing, they came out with their dossier on michaelbloomberg.org and his dealings with FCTC. That was pretty awesome. And if you go to my tweet, it's right here. I said the legwork is already done. Inco.org did the work for you. Corruption at WHO in the FCTC, bankrolled by Mike Bloomberg through Bloomberg.org, which is Bloomberg Philanthropies. If you hover, it says Bloomberg Philanthropies. Private money used to spread lies to the public to guide, control government policy around the globe. And then I actually put the link right here. Boom, which is
there it is.
Oh, I keep forgetting which I have 3 monitors now. I have 2 monitors and a tablet, and I'm like, which one of these goes to which one?
Are you rambling?
Yes, there it is. So on Inco, which is right here, I'm gonna throw this in the chat, Kevin. Kablam! It's in the chat. So this is their press release. This is their press release. Misinfodemic dossier. I don't know why it says dossier, but it's really dossier. Bloomberg, World Health Organization, and the vaping misinfodemic. The WHO and Bloomberg have made clear their steadfast opposition to safer nicotine alternatives, despite growing evidence of lower harm and efficacy for smoking cessation. Inco's produced a dossier. See, I did it to myself now, which gives 9 reasons why the major questions needed to be asked on the anti-vaping stance of both parties. It calls on governments around the world to hold to account the perspectives, relationships, and actions in relation to tobacco control. And if you scroll down, you'll see there's a link right here. You click on that and you get a free copy. You can read it. It's free. We know you like free stuff. Team Free Shit is still alive and well, but this is free information. You should definitely download a copy of the dossier and read it. I'm not going to read this whole thing. I want you guys to do some of the legwork because Inco did all the other work.
Yeah.
2
years in advance.
Well,
more than that.
How many? Here's the thing. The night of, again, I'm going to go back to the Ignacio show. Ignacio, that's in my mind.
Wait.
Even though H was there, even though Jeffrey was there. Yes, I already said it. See, why are you repeating stuff that I already see? This is why it takes so long for us to do stuff. Even though Ignacio, or even though Jeffrey was there, even though H was there, even though you were there, even though I was there, that show will always be the Ignacio show from now and forevermore.
Pretty much.
Because Ignacio dropped some amazing truth bombs that were our style, like with bad words in it, with anger in it. We loved it.
We tried really hard too. I thought
he was really trying hard, because Mario was on that night, I think, and I don't think he wanted to say bad things in front of Mario. I'm crazy if but yes. So go get the Inco dossier and read it. There's lots of awesome information in there about how Michael Bloomberg is buying the WHO and the Framework Convention on Tobacco Control.
Yep.
Some of my American friends are going to be like, "Well, so what? We're not even signatories to the FCTC. How does this affect us?" It does. It does. I mean, it's not going to hit us as hard as the other people because we already have our own shit. We're already going to be killed by the PMTA and the states banning and, all that stuff. But it will eventually affect us.
Yeah.
And it affects our brothers and sisters around the globe that we should be supporting and helping and fighting with. Not like we're fighting amongst each other, but standing beside each other, fighting the enemy.
Dominoes.
Yep, it affects us. It does. And the misinformation that spread internationally, even though it may not affect us legislatively, it will affect us on the front pages of all the newspapers and magazines.
Every single time they come up with something.
Yeah. I mean, tobacco policy we don't have any of the plain packaging policies. We don't have a lot of the same other policies. And I don't really think that, yes, our policies are not really affected much internationally because we have our own fucking fish to fry. But yes, the misinformation is global. Global.
Yep.
So yeah, Bloomberg may be, and that was, I really don't want to talk about what he said. I want people to watch the show because it was awesome. It was amazing. It was the best. It was awesome. I am so happy.
Bill.
What? Bill Tarling's here. I haven't seen Bill Tarling in a while. I didn't think I thought he was maybe watching like Godzilla or King Kong or something. He doesn't, he's the Godzilla guy. An anime.
He's smarter than you and I both. You know that.
Yes, there is no doubt. There is no doubt.
Man.
There is no doubt.
Anti-pave mom. You're an anti-pave mom.
Did you notice? You did notice that Aaron Mills blocked me on the Twitters. I was sad for like 3 seconds.
I know. She blocked me evidently because of that. You bastard.
What? Did you like my tweet and then get blocked?
No, I showed her. I showed her your tweet of her son or somebody's son.
Oh, no. Yeah. So Caleb is the other founding mother of Pave's kid.
Yeah. Anti-parent.
Because that Mince, the mama of Caleb, isn't on Twitter.
Yeah.
She doesn't have Twitter. So
I also linked her other tweets that she's deleted, so it doesn't matter. I don't care. She's followed me and unfollowed me 2 or 3 times, and now she's blocked me. So there you go. And you. But I think she blocked you first.
Well, that would be a first. Normally, you guys are blocked by somebody for like a year and a half before they block me. I mean, Simon Chapman waited forever to block me.
Mm-hmm. Twitterers.
I actually call lots of people twits on Twitter.
And
Not in my head. I call them that. I'm very polite on Twitter. I don't say bad words on Twitter. I'm not insulting. The tweet that got me blocked was just me basically, replying to her. And I just said, maybe you should listen to your kids because your kids have it right. And I attached a video of Caleb, who is the child of one of the Pave moms, basically saying, Jewel came to my school and told us, don't buy our stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Our parents told us, don't buy that stuff. You tell a kid not to do something.
That's what the other kid said.
That's exactly what he said. I didn't say it. I didn't tell him to say it. He said it.
No coercion. I know I'm still a bot. That's okay. Mark. Bertie.
Mark. What are you doing? Oh, shit. I guess I should open my juice flow.
Well, there you go. Mm-mm-mm.
Oh, Mark.
Kevin didn't want to show his own tweets.
I was like, scared. Why is everybody saying Mark? Oh, it's because of Bernie. I got it now.
Mark's here.
I saw that now.
Jeez. Damn it, Kev.
Want to go out? Bernie.
It wasn't it raining last week?
I don't know if it was raining, but it was really late at night.
I got to let the dog out before I start because...
Who let the dogs out?
Ooh, that's right.
Oh, sorry.
That's right.
I got distracted there. So you sent me some stuff on Facebook Messenger.
I sent you stuff, yeah.
This is how organized I am. I don't have it open yet. So talk for a second.
Oh, good. Which one are you going to go with first?
I will let you know as soon as I share it on my screen.
Well, that's no fun. How am I supposed to chat? You say I'm, talking 10 extra words, and then you tell me nothing. Have I told you I don't like you in the past week?
Yes.
That I haven't liked you, and I never will. There you go.
Let's do the Rodu piece. We'll do the Rodu piece.
Big Brad. Let's look at the brains on Brad.
Look at the brains on Brad. So this is Tobacco Truth. Rodu tobaccotruth.blogspot.com. That's a lot of, I don't know, man.
I know.
It's a lot of dots and words and stuff. But anyway, this is from November the 11th.
Yep.
Brad's a really smart guy. He's got a doctor on his name. He's Dr. Brad Rodu. Kevin says he's really nice to hang out with. He's never hung out with me. So
10 minutes. I had 10 minutes on the steps of the Ohio James State House, I think. Anyway, he was there during a rally. It is very enjoyable.
Mm-hmm. So this says confusing communications, shifting guidance, and decision paralysis are behavioral norms at the FDA. And then it has a definition of the word capricious. Or, well, it doesn't really have the definition, but it has the beginning because it says it's an adjective, and then it shows you how to pronounce it properly.
Capricious.
Showing sudden changes in attitude or behavior, often lacking and quickly. Changing often and quickly. Okay. So the FDA is a capricious regulator, is the example word. And this is the piece right here. It says U.S. Health authorities are rightly confused on vaccination as the primary tool to end COVID-19 pandemic. However, after another critical tool widely used in other developed countries is expensive and hard to find in the U.S., according to ProPublica, the news outlet is reporting that development and distribution of rapid COVID tests, which should by now be ubiquitous and inexpensive. That means everywhere and cheap. Has been crippled by an arbitrary, opaque FDA regulatory process that meanders on sometimes long after products have been approved in other countries. So the rapid test, though, Kevin, I was at Sam's last week on Saturday, and they had stacks and stacks and stacks and stacks and stacks of the rapid tests for like $12. Two tests in a box for $12.
Stacks.
Yes, literally hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of them. They had a whole display right in the middle of the store. Oh, Leah's calling me on the no hat. Fine, I have the hat. I forgot it.
You gotta hide that ugly way in any way you can.
I'm getting old. Well, my hair is not ugly. My hair is okay.
Yeah, but it's part of your face. It's just you gotta.
No, I gotta like cover it like this. Then it's doing that.
There. Now we can continue.
Yeah. For those interested in tobacco issues, it is worth noting that ProPublica's points about FDA treatment of COVID tests and testing companies mirrors the arbitrary and capricious treatment of e-cigarettes and vaping companies. The following are some examples that will resonate with the vaping community. 1. In late May, biotech company WHPM got a confusing email from its FDA reviewer asking for information that had in fact already been provided. WHPM responded within 2 days. Months passed. In September, after a bit more back and forth, the FDA wrote to say it had identified other deficiencies and wouldn't review the rest of the application. Even if WHPM fixed the issues, the application would be deprioritized or moved to the back of the line. We spent our own $1 million developing this thing at their encouragement, and then they just treat you like a criminal, says WHPM head of international sales, Chris Patterson. So then Nanomix, this is number 2. Nanomix, a diagnostic designer based in Emeryville, California, developed a rapid test with the help of a federal grant and submitted it to the FDA in February. In late June, an FDA reviewer sent back a list of questions, giving Nanomix a deadline of 48 hours to respond. The company couldn't provide answers that quickly, so it was sent back to the end of the line. We start development on a set of guidance, says Nanomix CEO David Ludvigsen. Then they change the guidance after we're done and expect us to have conformed to their revised guidance. That does sound really familiar, Kevin. That's kind of familiar. I've heard something like that before. 3. The FDA reviewer who quit this May described that the delays said what the delays looked like from the inside. With a background in virology, he could evaluate the hundreds of pages in an application within a few days, but then something strange happened. The applications would go nowhere for months as higher-up officials seemed paralyzed by indecision. I could easily process dozens of them, but I ended up with 1 or 2 in my queue constantly. They would stay there forever. I had a lot of free time.
Can you imagine government employees having free time?
I know, right? That's costing me money every time they don't have, or they have something to do, but then there's a hold for some reason. That costs Troop money and Bruni money. Oh, not Bruni and Tom because they don't live here. And James and Chris Big Gnarly. Chris is here, by the way.
Chocolate man.
I know, right? And I don't doubt that much of the FDA's opposition to smoke-free products is driven by the federal government's obsession with a tobacco-free society. However, the vaping community should find some solace in the fact that confusing communications, criminal treatment, shifting guidance, and decision paralysis are cultural and behavioral norms at this federal regulatory agency.
Criminal
treatment.
I
just like shifting. I like shifting guidance, which is pretty okay. But the best one, Kevin, you don't need to add another part to. We're trying to spread clusterfuck. Now you're adding more to it. And, well, we could actually get clusterfuck wittery on here. I guess.
I bet we could.
We have to sell these before we can make new ones. But I really like decision paralysis.
Yeah.
I really like that phrase.
It's scary, isn't it? Confusing communications, criminal treatment, decision
shifting guidance, and decision paralysis.
So, Dr. Overdue was the keynote, by the way, at the State House in Ohio. Got a photo with him. Actually, I think I had two, and I think James took it, if I remember right. It might have been Lindsay. What a sweet guy.
Lindsay can use a camera.
She's so scary. She's only she ain't about a minute tall.
I've actually been in the same room with her. I've actually seen her so drunk that she can't remember having a conversation the next morning.
So
I didn't even sleep that night. I went straight to the conference.
Well versed in smokeless tobacco. If you guys are interested, the blog is
oral tobacco products.
A minute ago, yeah. Pippa said she has something special for you.
Well, I can't click on links in here though.
Oh, yeah, Pippa. You can copy it and paste it.
I can't. No, I can't. If I click on it, Kevin, it comes up on the screen.
Oh.
If I touch that with my mouse, look, watch. See, if I touch a comment with my mouse,
yeah.
So I can't copy.
Well, that's weird. See, so I can highlight it and then copy it.
Yes, and then you can send it to me.
Fine. That's what I'll do.
I don't have an actual Facebook window open.
You're so damn difficult sometimes.
I have too many other windows open, Kevin.
I'll share it with the Victor Alltech screen. There, Bing. Did you turn off your anything? Did you turn?
I don't have anything. You didn't hit the share screen, dumbass.
No, I said.
You said I'm going to share it with the Victor Alltech screen. Ding.
I said I could. I can. Hold on. I could do that just as easy. But you said send it to me in my message. Freak.
I didn't.
TIS activities for kids.
Yes, I see. Substitute Kevin sent it much more with a lot less rigmarole.
Okay, so you get it. I'm not sure. I'll look for it too. Pippa, is there a certain spot in here where it is? Page 27, 28, primary school.
All right.
Ooh,
share screen. Share screen. I'm going to click that button even though I don't need it right this moment. I'm going to hit share. Boom. So this is what Pippa just sent us. We're going to stop.
We're live
to cover. This is like breaking news. So this is a South Coast Medical Service Aboriginal Corporation tackling indigenous smoking. Be smoke-free, be healthy, be deadly. Why do you want to be healthy and be deadly?
I don't understand. Is that some kind of drop bear language I don't understand? What is that?
Those Aussies, their grasp of the English language is not perfect.
I don't understand. This is so breaking. We haven't even seen it yet, Pippa.
I know, right? This says Children's Activity Booklet.
Oh, good. Thank God. I hope there's little cigarette. I hope there's little cigarette cartoons and stuff in here. That's
okay, so there's animal there's symbol tracing, animal counting and coloring on pages 1 through 10, or objects 1 through 10.
Yeah.
So there's 10 things for them to color, and then awesome activities.
Look how excited!
So it is
Patrick
an activities book.
Yes, James. Patrick is. He's excited.
I'm gonna color this.
This is something.
I got a new tablet with a pen.
Page 27.
I'm gonna wait a minute. Don't you be bossing me. You're not my wife.
All right, so
it's
my
bitch, but you're not my wife.
A term used by the Aboriginal community.
So these are symbol tracing. So these are campsite symbol tracing.
Okay.
People sitting around a campsite.
Those look like anuses to me. All right, keep going.
Smoke, water, brush, fire, star, a kangaroo track.
Well, there's plenty of those.
There's a drop bear.
Drop bear right in the middle. That's good. I like it.
Is any?
I like it.
One koala. There's 2 turtles. 3 wombats.
I'm not quite sure what this is.
I was right. My guess was correct. I didn't even get to the bottom where it said wombats. What are that? Kookaburra. Yeah. Hey, I'm almost an Aussie. I can identify these animals. 5 kangaroo. Those are hedgehogs.
I thought that was Paul for a second.
No, I was wrong. Echidnas. Oh, snakes. I can identify snakes.
Oh, good. They got back control in there. That's good. All right.
All right. These are cockatoos. What does it say? Cockatoos. Yeah, I got that one right.
Oh, it says 8 black cockatoos. How do you know they're black? They're not colored.
They're not. I don't know.
They're already influencing the child's mind before the child can even pick up a crayon.
Lizards, dolphins, colors, beast mode. Oh, look, there's some pictures of lungs.
Yeah. You can buy a kit.
Be smoke free, be healthy, be dead.
Deadly means be aggressive about it, I guess.
Is that what that means? I think
something like that.
So
where are Vegemites?
There's my lungs right here. There's Kevin's old dirty lungs.
That's because I've been breathing in your bullshit for the past 2-3 years.
My bullshit does not go through the internet and out of your computer.
Oh, it does.
I wish I could quit smoking, but my mom and dad won't let me. What?
Right. There's we're not even to page 27 yet.
Say what? I wish I could quit smoking, but mom and dad won't let me quit.
This has got to be a secondhand smoke reference. Nope.
I don't know. There's no more references. Draw yellow, nasty smoker's teeth.
I can't
stop. Tackling, yeah. Okay. There's picture of heart. Find a word.
Yeah.
I found several words already just by glancing. But let's go. Oh, there's an evil cigarette. Hey, Kevin. I actually designed an even more evil cigarette.
Did you?
For my I have a dragon. I have a dragon cigarette. Did you see my dragon cigarette I drew? See that? Mm-hmm. I drew that. Yeah. That's the new T-shirt right there.
So they can learn.
So there's this, if you ever remember like the CBs, you remember like the old movies with the CBs?
Yeah.
They were like, guys that like built naval bases during World War II. They would land on a barren beach and build an airfield real fast. If you look at the CB's logo and then you look at this, there's definitely a design similarity. I'm just saying.
What I'm thinking when I see that is an angry child's going to be like, hey, that's pretty cool.
Circle the NRT.
Oh, Lord. Well, there's no advertising there.
Theoretically.
How can you? And this is for middle school? Yes. Primary.
Primary school. We don't have primary school here, so I don't know what is primary school. Is that like 1st through 5th, or is that 6th, 7th, and 8th? I mean, if you're given this type of material to 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, they're going to be very slow children. 5 to 12 years old. Okay. So that's like 1st through 5th or 6th grade, something like that.
Mm.
And then there's a maze.
Well,
so if I get through the maze, do I get to win these prizes?
Well, what is it telling a child? Is it telling a child you can run while you smoke until you find the Nicorette?
No, run to get the Nicorette.
Yeah.
See, look, the Nicorette is through the destination. So if you do
designed
this properly,
I would fire you. I would fire
if you. I mean, this is a really awful maze because you literally can get through here anyway. There's no traps in this at all.
You can't stop smoking unless you hit a Nicorette box. Is that what they're trying to say?
I mean, I'm just wondering if they're trying to give, like, if the kid can, do this in class and show the teacher, do you get these prizes for completing the task?
Oh, God. I watched these 2 chuckleheads, Mrs. Jones, and they said,
there's 2 more drop bears.
I don't see why they don't have a patch on their arm.
Okay, so choose the right path.
That?
Okay,
all the way to the cigarette or all the way from the cigarette?
Do you start at the bottom and work your way up? Wow. Or do you work your way down? Okay, so here I'm smoking, and if I follow the right path,
you can.
My prize is that I get a water bong.
All right.
Oh no, that's not a water bong. That's poison. Okay, I get it. Okay.
Well, I thought it was alcohol.
So if I follow the right path, I get to the lighter and I can burn the school down.
All right.
Or
if you smoke, you follow the right
path, I get more cigarettes.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right.
Well, this is not a prize. This is like a sticker. I don't want a sticker, and I don't want a thing of like acid or poison. So we don't want to go there. So let's go over here, Kevin. Let's get the cigarettes and the lighters so that we.
It sounds like more fun to me. I don't want poison, and I don't like being told no at my age.
So
now God, we can color though in between.
So, Kevin, that's what they're doing. Is they're trying to associate coloring with smoking. Like you get a coloring thing,
did this?
And then you get a cigarette thing, and then you do a coloring thing, and so from now on, these children, every time they see a box of Crayolas, they're going to want a cigarette. This is like Pavlovian. This is like social engineering, right. Kevin.
Get your Crayolas out, boys. Ding. Woof. And girls.
This is the worst. Like
they don't even know what they don't know what their target is. And all the freaking niggerette stupidity is just pissing me off. Thanks, Pippa.
I'm just wondering, did Nicorette actually give them a grant for this? Is what I'm
wondering. Could you find a better graphic besides Nicorette?
I mean, I could design a much better,
like a child.
I could design a much better activity thing, an anti-smoking activity thing. I could so much do this better.
What is this? Work Kevin and Patrick up, Pippa. What is wrong with these people? We're not even. Where's 20? We go to page 27. Go back to page 27 for a minute.
27 is like the least annoying of them all. This is just circle the damn NRT.
How
there's way more stupid stuff in here than that.
This isn't is this itself the South Coast Medical Service a government agency? Is it part of the government?
What I want to know.
We don't know why you can't spell color correctly, so I'm not sure that this is a.
Well, I mean,
if
they're going to do this, why couldn't they find better graphics? I mean, these are all bitmapped and pixelated. This is pretty awful.
Well, yeah, but they got the Nicorette patch box properly, but they can't.
No, it's actually pretty low quality. This is pretty low res. This is pretty shitty quality.
Enough. It's enough. They're kids. Who cares? They can't see anything.
I don't know. These kids, their video games are way sharper than this.
Man.
I mean, we are in like the year 2021. We have high resolution graphics now. I mean, come on.
What does this teach a child?
I'm telling you, this is to make these kids think that coloring is smoking is as safe as coloring, and every time you color, you should light up a cigarette while you're coloring. That is what this thing is going to do.
And even if you smoke, Billy, you could just go find your Nicorette box and color around it, and you'll be fine, right? 30 times.
And find this snake and try to give this snake some Nicorette.
Wow. Holy
my theory is this is probably not a very friendly snake.
Is that what Glance was doing in Australia last year or year before?
That was before the pandemic.
What's wrong with you people? If you're
I
going
don't
to
know,
design
guys.
an educational booklet for children, you need to call somebody.
See,
first.
I won't even make a joke about designing. Kevin and I could design and author and create a much better tobacco harm reduction workbook for these children.
Holy Christ.
And it would be sharp looking. This looks pretty basic. This is pretty low.
My Tic Tac hurts. It really, oh my God.
I'm embarrassed. I'm embarrassed by this.
If my grandson walked in and had a booklet like that, I'd drive straight to the school the next morning.
So South Coast Medical Service Aboriginal Corporation.
Well, see, that's what I was
we'll help you. Contact us. We'll help you do a tobacco harm reduction one. That will be brilliant.
I'd hate to see the high school one. The high school kids have an activity book. Oh, fuck, I'm going to look. Pip has got me all worked up. I hope there's more coloring.
Yeah,
smoking during pregnancy. Oh, for Christ's sake.
Bill says that the moral of the story, or the moral, the take home from this is that animals like nicotine gum. So buy nicotine gum and give it to the animals.
What? This Tic Tac, Liana.
I don't.
What in the hell?
Last night during the scope thing, there was a panel after us.
Yeah. Amazing people.
Leanna was in there. There was people in there. And the one guy said in his country they were looking at embedding like ads on TikTok.
Yep.
And I said, if we did that, they would go right after us and say that it was marketing to kids, because whether it's true or not, and I'm an old fuddy-duddy, so I think TikTok is for kids. A lot of the politicians think that TikTok is a platform designed mainly for children.
Right.
Whether it is or it isn't, if we were on there talking about vaping, they would say we were engaging with children.
Right.
Then he said about working with app developers with games and embedding information about vaping in games. And I said, oh, dear Lord, no. Because if you did that, definitely they would say they're targeting the children with this pro-vaping message. How dare they? Let's destroy them. Save the children. Well, I know very well that adults play video games on their phone. Just saying.
Yeah. All right, so the high school one isn't any better. Just everybody should know that. That's all.
Bill agrees. Silly vape rabbit, TikTok is for kids.
Right. Nicotine, tar, and carbon monoxide. It actually says that what Pippa just posted in that adult or high school.
I'm already disappointed in the quality of the first one. I'm not looking at the second one. Not doing it. Wow. So COP, the Framework Convention on Tobacco Control.
Yeah.
Was this week.
Yeah.
Nobody knows. They won't tell anybody what's going on. The one tweet that was tweeted was pulled immediately.
Mm-hmm.
There are screenshots though.
Don't tell people stuff.
But after they got finished, they released a press release, Kevin, on their official website.
I'll bet you have that ready to go, don't you?
I do.
I don't want to waste any words. Man, oh freaking man.
Kablam. So this is the official website of the Framework Convention on Tobacco Control. Now, the other thing is I didn't know this, but during David Sweener's presentation,
the Fuster clock of tobacco control.
Let me finish. During David Sweener's presentation on the TED Talk that they were showing, he said that he was doing a slideshow and there was a blank slide. And he said, well, this slide is supposed to have blah, blah, blah with pictures of what's the guy, Dr. The head of the WHO?
Oh, Tedros.
Tedros. Dr. Tedros and Bloomberg. And he said, I had it in my presentation, but I got a letter, a cease and desist letter from the WHO saying, we're going to go after you if you don't take that picture out of your presentation.
Wow.
So I'm concerned because, you know, there has been multiple times where I've shared stuff directly from the World Health Organization's website.
Well, yeah.
And this is their puppet. I mean, the framework. We might get a cease and desist letter, Kevin.
I hope so. Oh, please, fucking just yes.
So what it says is COP9 has closed with an agreement to embark on an innovative multi-million-dollar financial plan to strengthen global tobacco control measures. The 9th session of the Conference of the Parties, COP9, to the World Health Organization Framework Convention on Tobacco Control has closed with an agreement to see. They repeat their fucking headline as the first sentence of their. See, that is ridiculous. That's poor writing right there. A key milestone arising from COP9 is the decision to move forward with the development and launch of an investment fund, which will offer a third source of support to help global tobacco efforts. Is Bloomberg's check not enough? This lays a foundation for financial stability for the future implementation of the WHO FCTC. The fund will complement existing revenue received from the parties through. What are you doing?
Trying to turn this damn thing off. My Pornhub thing going on.
Seriously.
I'll just do cha-ching.
Cha-ching. Okay. Recognizing the unique skills required to manage and sustain the fund, the governing body of WHO, FCTC, will be seeking the guidance of the World Bank and create an oversight committee comprised of experts in financial and investment management representing the 6 WHO regions and including observers from civil society to help guide the fund. So this is all about so they spend an entire week, instead of talking about actual policies that could help people, the only thing that they announced from COP9 is that we're figuring out ways to make money.
We want more money right fucking now. And we're going to take 2 years to ignore technology, common sense, human rights, and harm reduction because we don't really give a shit about that. We just want more fucking money right now. Give us more money. Ching.
I mean, literally.
So
literally.
What that's what they want.
The Council of the Parties is supposed to be about you making the world a better place, not figuring out a way to increase your coffers.
No, in 2018 they did the same thing. I have a meme because you know I like arrows and stuff, and I didn't do that, but I highlighted and underlined. They said funds, taxes, money like 38 times in that little meme. That was their goal. Money's the goal. Period.
Money.
Yeah,
that's a really good song by the OJs. Just saying.
Originally, yes.
So, what do you mean originally?
Bullet
the OJs.
Bullet Boys did it years later, and they thought everybody thinks that they did it, and that's untrue.
No, the OJs, man.
You know that, and I know that.
And I don't think half the people in the chat room, the younger people, definitely don't even know who the Bullet Boys are.
No, probably not. You kids, shame on you. James does, I bet.
James is all into the hair metal, though. Yeah.
He's old like we are. He's like 60.
But he doesn't have any hair. Just saying.
But he rocks that awesome goatee thing, though.
Well, so do I. But look, see.
Yeah. So why do they want more money for 2 more years?
Well, they want more money for every year. Right? They want. I mean, so Bloomberg. So this is an investment scheme, right? They're gonna use guidance from the World Bank, and they're gonna set up a committee.
Mm-hmm.
$10 Bloomberg is. Because he's an investment dude. He's a financial services guru. That's where he made all of his money. So wouldn't it be like a natural thing for Bloomy to take control of the FCTC and raise money for them?
What do you think?
So, yeah.
What do you think, Mickey?
They're gonna take the Bloomy money and they're gonna put it into this investment fund, and they're gonna buy stocks and bonds and do what the Truth or is it Truth or which one of the ones? Yeah, Truth. The Truth no longer takes money from the Master Settlement Agreement.
Correct. They were set up by it.
They took all of that money that was given and they invested it, and now they're worth like ungodly amounts of money because they got a financial guru to guide their financial stuff. So that's why they have all this money now.
Their nonprofit political front group organization needs to flourish, Patrick. Now, come on.
But when I was on the board of directors of a nonprofit at the end of the year, we had to prove that we didn't make any money.
Mm-hmm. You're supposed to.
Yeah.
Or spend the shit out of it before you're done.
Yeah.
One of the two. Yeah.
Make giant donations at the end of the year.
Yeah. So when Johnson & Johnson and the Robert Wood Johnson Foundation,
yes,
they're all playing grab ass with each other in the heart and the lung and the cancer and the other body parts, idiotic bastards. And, you got Nancy making $1 million a year for something.
Vern is trying to troll us, Kevin. Vern says that researchers find that vaping is a gateway to smoking for teenagers.
Where are they?
Show it, prove it, because it doesn't exist. The researchers have never, ever, 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 ever shown that. They say we think it could be, it might, but again, none of the research shows that. Matter of fact,
you want me to find it
everywhere. What, Kevin? You have proof that you can show real quick? Everywhere. This is the lowest historical ever level of smoking in the history of record keeping, and it is also the lowest teen vaping rates ever. So even the CDC's numbers actually prove that there is no gateway. Now, assholes on TV and CNN will make a headline out of anything, but there's no proof, there's no data, there's nothing. It's just headlines. Should children vape? Hell no. Should they smoke? Hell no.
Sure.
And we don't ever promote that on this program ever. However, we also don't approve of misinformation and stupidity. Just saying.
Oh wait, shit, back. Where'd it go? There you go. Okay, you can share it.
Boom.
This is 2019. Between 12 and 17 years old, the percentage of adolescent daily smokers who smoked one or more packs of cigarettes a day was not reported for 2019 due to low statistical precision. Now, I forgot, his name's already gone. If you can find where it's increased smoking anywhere, I'd be interested to find that.
You know what has increased youth smoking though, Kevin?
Flavor bans.
We have data on this.
Flavor
San Francisco banned flavored vaping products in their city, and youth smoking rates went through the fucking roof.
Massachusetts.
Now, Massachusetts, the same information. You ban vaping, people go to smoking.
Yeah. So thanks, Vern.
And instead of, and here's the point though, instead of demonizing, attacking, and belittling the kids for doing something that is already illegal for them to do, we should be asking why. Why are they smoking? Because I guarantee you, there's a reason. It's not peer pressure. 9 times out of 10, it's stress because they have asshole parents that don't give them a hug every once in a while. They have neurodiversity problems, like Kevin's kids have neurodiversity problems. Yes. His wife is Alzheimer's patient.
Yes.
I had neurodiversity problems as a kid. Many of the people in this chat room have problems and use nicotine to cope with their issues. Now, I will say this, I don't have any kids, but if I had a kid, And it was a choice of them smoking a cigarette, which we know kills 50% of the people that use them much sooner than they would die, or vaping, which has never, ever, ever led to any health conditions. I would probably not want them to do it and try to help them stop, because it is illegal and eventually it would cause me trouble. But I would also not yell at them, and I would figure out alternatives. Why are you doing this?
My
But people
parents
don't do that.
My parents asked me why, and I didn't really have an explanation. But at least there was like, okay, well, if you're going to smoke, you got to supply your own cigarettes.
Yeah.
But that's
so. Pippa is asking
70s.
you to send her that graphic that you just shared.
Already tweeted it on Twitter. Or
did you tag her on Twitter? Twitter.
I did. Yes. Yes.
So likely fun. What I missed the first part of what Vern is jibber jabbering about here.
I don't know, but that was SAMHSA, so that's the government from the United States. I'm not quite sure what you mean by that.
Yeah,
there was a SAMHSA link that I showed on the
screen. That's not big tobacco research, and big tobacco really doesn't do as much research on vaping because they literally have no dogs in the hunt, or very little dogs in the hunt. That is also a fallacy and poor information.
Well,
I mean, obviously Juul, but Juul was not always big tobacco. There is a lot of information about Juul. And at one time there was a lot of kids that were using Juul, but guess what? It was still already illegal for them to have that. So instead of demonizing and attacking,
right?
Oh man, Vern is just throwing all sorts of BS in there.
I'm not sure if you're agreeing or disagreeing.
No, he's saying he's saying that study is bad because it's a very small sample group.
Hang on.
I encourage you to go to Google, and you can go to type in vaping youth and study, those 3 words, and you're gonna find a lot of information. All you need to do is look at what the funding source is. When you open the link, you're going to look at how the study was conducted, whether it was a statistical analysis, whether it was something called a meta study, which is usually taking data that other scientists have done and look at the numbers, whether it's from the CDC, what do they call that? National NYTS, the National Youth Tobacco Survey.
Yeah.
And then you got to look at whether they're looking at complete data sets or if they're looking at select data sets, because if they're not looking at the complete data sets and they're just picking and choosing data sets that give them the results that they want,
well, let's see.
Then
I'm going to tell you,
you're going to have to question the validity of their research.
Age 12 to 17 was, in 2019, 75,000 people.
What, of the SAMHSA study?
Yeah, I just linked it in the chat. That way you can.
Oh, you pulled up the whole thing? Yeah,
I got it on my screen.
That is a government agency. That's not a big tobacco agency, by the way. But you have to look beyond the nonsense, Vern, and actually do the work instead of just reading a news story that mentions the study. Instead of actually reading the study, read the study, and again, look at how it was designed. Then you'll understand. We've actually had scientists on this show. We've had PhDs on this show. We've actually done the work.
Plenty of times.
Yeah.
This is the
now I don't get, because now he says obviously those high up are not getting enough tax money from cigarettes, so they need to pick on the vapors. I know many who have used vapes. Now I still, it's really hard for me to understand you, Vern, because I thought you were being a dick, but I understand now.
There's language barriers in our international audience.
Well, I don't know if he's international, though. That's the thing. It's hard for me.
So I'll highlight this part of that meme that I used The percentage of adolescent daily smokers who smoked one or more packs was not reported for 2019 due to low statistical precision. Now, up here on the top left is the SAMHSA.gov, which is also part of the Sidecar Amendment. Nobody wants to talk about.
Oh,
But
dear
anyway,
Lord.
I know. It's the same agency that does all that bullshit. So yeah. If two things.
Steve,
go ahead.
What Steve says, stress kept me smoking, but peer pressure got me to start. So he wanted to be like the cool crowd, and once he found out that it's not that cool, then all the other stressors in his life kept him smoking.
There's two parts to that. I stole him out of my dad's ashtray. He'd butt him 3/4 of the way through sometimes.
Yeah, I smoked the whole way to the filter, buddy. Everybody kept telling me, I can't believe you're burning your lips. I'm like, I'm not wasting any fucking cigarette. This is my money that I'm wasting here.
Dad's cigarettes that I stole, I wasn't buying them yet.
Yeah.
But I was just going out back because I want to be an adult too. Grow up, son, right? So now I'm a grown up.
So I can get the fuck out of here.
Then there was also peer pressure. There was also peer pressure. And I was pissed at Dad because he went from Old Gold to rally, and I didn't like the rallies. So yeah, there's 2 points to the Vern thing. One, if I didn't think this would work, I wouldn't be here. 2, if I thought kids were smoking because of it, I'd say so. So yeah, and peer pressure is also another.
No, it does exist.
Another factor. It's a factor, absolutely a factor.
I'm definitely not denying that it does exist. It wasn't a factor in my life. I mean, I was just fucking stressed out a lot. When you live in a house with 2 smokers, there's cigarettes.
What is the value of the Australian thing we just watched, or the tobacco-free kids continuously and constantly advertising smoking? And they did smoking before vaping came around. They were doing the cigarette ads. What color is the tobacco?
Nobody advertises smoking or vaping to children better than the anti-smoking and vaping people. Now,
the FDA and antis, yeah.
I want everybody to keep in mind. And we've done it on the show, so we know. Where are all the anti-smoking PSAs now?
I don't think that you found any when we went through this. We went through this for an hour and a half.
We did this twice. We did it like 3 years ago, and then we did it again this year. Yeah. We did an image search by date.
Yep. And Vern, welcome to the show.
No anti-smoking advertisements in the United States. Now, there were a few international ones. The NHS in the UK had some, and they had some very risque ones.
Right. Of course.
Like they had a little matchstick man that like had a cigarette for a penis, and another matchstick man was on his hands and knees.
Them UK people.
Yeah. But none, zero, zilch. Campaign for Tobacco-Free Kids have spent all of their money on anti-vaping campaigns.
Well,
there is no fucking anti-smoking campaigns for like kids like there were when we were kids 100 years ago.
Exactly what happened to Dare. Exactly what happened.
So think about that.
Mad.
I do want to commercialize real quick again, Kevin. We're gonna end the show at 2 hours because we have 2 videos. We have one video set to premiere at 11 p.m. my time, which is an hour away from now, and then as soon as that one's done, another video is going to premiere right behind that. That's an hour long. That are part 1 and part 2 of the neurodiversity and nicotine show from Scope. That was the bomb. It was amazing. It was awesome. Other than some technical dangles and some things we fixed, it's going to be awesome. So if you didn't watch that, or if you want to rewatch it because it's that cool and all of the bad like technical stuff's gone, you should rewatch it. And it's going to go out on all of our shit. So it'll be on Twitter, it'll be on YouTube and Facebook simultaneously. Anyway, back to what you were saying, Kevin.
I don't know what I was saying. I don't even know.
Me neither. I have no fucking idea.
It was extra words.
There we go.
There
most assuredly it was like extra words.
I was just putting clusterfuck bands up there in the thing.
Yes.
Chat.
We should. While you're doing that, I'm going to actually share. I'm going to go find the vape ban website real quick.
They're attacking me. I just put the
hey Kevin, we already got an inquiry for sponsorship for next year.
Bruni, yes, 3% daily use.
So we won't have to worry about paying the bills next year, dude.
For vaping. I don't even know if they're telling us the smoking freaking rates. Nothing. They don't smoke like.
Well, I mean, it is the lowest that it's ever been. So I mean, come on. I mean, they can't scare the kids with the lowest numbers in history, so they have to be vague and shit.
You know, the part about that statistical precision is you're taking a survey and you can't be precise. But I digress.
Are you digressing again?
I like to digress.
No. So bam.
Oh,
if you want to be cool like Kevin and me and Leanna, because Leanna is cool. I saw Leanna posted pictures.
I saw Leanna of her
clusterfuck vape band
wearing your shirt.
Did you notice that Leanna wore my nicotine enhanced T-shirt?
Jamie was wearing.
Dimitri wore the nicotine enhanced T-shirt.
That's important.
I have not yet. It is in the agenda. It is in the agenda. I'm just stopping a minute to promote the hashtag clusterfuck glow in the dark vape band.
Limited edition
vape band for $6.
Like
it's only $6 for two
limited,
and they come in two different sizes. So depending on if you are girthy or not, you know, you could get the big one or the little one. You know, just saying. See, look, it glows in the dark.
Look at that.
It glows in the dark. I'm hoping that Andrew, when he took this picture, it had it on a vape device. I can't really tell.
Mm-hmm.
Andrew's he's kind of funny. Funny.
Funny.
Funny.
How the fuck am I funny?
I have no idea. And then for the last bit of commercialization, here is the slaying dragons with the smoke cigarette dragon T-shirt that I designed on the fly the other night because David Sweener was talking about slaying dragons.
That's right.
Really awesome. So I threw it up. I made a T-shirt. Kablam! If you want it, it's there on the Son of Liberty Radio Teespring store.
There it is.
That's it. That's all the commercialization that I can do. I won't do anymore. I'm an awful salesperson, Kevin.
Well, you offer it and you go on with your day, you know. So
Yep.
It's okay.
Where did that go? Oh, it's on Twitter. I was like, where? I was trying to go to that thing that Pippa was.
Yeah.
Mentioning Pippa's trying to rush me and trying to control my.
She's trying to rile you up and then move you along.
So, at COP, there was a Filipino health minister dude. Filipino health minister dude, and he this is a tweet. It says at COP9 of the WHO's FCTC currently being held virtually, Philippine FS Teodoro Locsin Jr. Now, not to digress for a minute, but my wife is from the Philippines, and she watches a lot of Filipino TV. And let me just say that there is no ugly Filipino woman on TV in the Philippines. They're all like 10 out of 10. And there's a very popular actress. Her name is Angel Locsin. And she's very appealing visually. Just saying. I don't want to be too sexist, or I don't want to objectify. I don't want to get in trouble for that, but she's very, very attractive young lady. Anyway, Philippine FS, I don't know what FS is. FS Teodoro Locsin Jr. Has called on the UN agency to regain the momentum of tobacco control and consider evolving and latest scientific information in solving the smoking problem. So if I go to this health site, if I click on this link,
So effectively,
it says,
he's saying they've lost their way.
yes. He says you should consider science-based regulations to tackle the smoking problems. So if you scroll down, blah, blah, blah. So many countries are exploring progressive regulations to legalize e-cigarettes to help adult smokers quit real cigarettes. Should India follow suit? Yes. Foreign Secretary, thank you, H.
Yep.
Is what FS is.
He knows.
Yes. So anyway, tobacco in all forms is harmful and causes more than 8 million deaths each year worldwide, according to the World Health Organization. At the 9th edition of the Conference of Parties, the COP9, of the WHO's Framework Convention on Tobacco Control, which is currently being held virtually, Philippine Foreign Secretary, I would have found Foreign Secretary eventually, Teodoro Locsin Jr., has called on the UN Health Agency to regain the momentum of tobacco control and consider evolving and latest scientific information in solving the global smoking problem. Although tobacco is a source of bad health, Locsin acknowledged that it is also a source of good through taxation. He stated tobacco tax laws fund our poverty reduction, universal health care, and COVID-19. Now, I will tell you this. There's no such thing as universal health care in the Philippines. Just telling you that now. They are a cash health system. I know my wife was a nurse. Anyway, they underscore the importance of tobacco use and funding of the state's most important activities. Locsin noted that the country is not considering total ban due to unwanted consequences that it poses, and that it stands for regulation and taxation. Further, he pointed out that the tobacco industry is gradually moving away from harmful products with similar satisfaction, but with far less harm. He said that the Philippines has passed 2 more excise tax laws to cover the far less harmful novel tobacco products, banning the sales of e-cigarettes to minors and flavorings on vapor products. These laws recognize the fundamental difference between various tobacco and nicotine products and acknowledge the benefits of continuing taxation on revenue-rich activity. So this is like he said something that was worth something, and now he's saying let's tax it because we need the money.
Yeah.
I will give him a half clap, not a full clap. So
let me ask you something, Patrick. If I
Yes.
can get my damn screen to cooperate with me. When you hear
Do not say bad things about the Victor Shell screen.
No. It wasn't the screen. It's the computer. With tobacco control. Let's just use that word. Meaning they're going to control and harm reduction, and they're going to lower the smoking rates and lower
Tobacco
the deaths.
control.
Right. Well, but so you would think that increases in taxes every time they do it, because that's what they say, being everybody everywhere in every country saying we need more money to reduce death, disease, and smoking in general itself, to slow the smoking rates down, right? Is that agreed?
Yes.
So I'm going to Victor share screen, and I've asked this question 1,000 times. When in 2011 here,
dude, I cannot read that at all.
Okay, I'll make it bigger if it let me.
Holy crap, that's tiny.
There's that better?
That's what she said. Do it again.
Can you feel it now? So tobacco kills nearly 6 million every year in 2011. This is the source. In 2016, it said 6 million, so it didn't go anywhere. And then tobacco has declined markedly since 2000, they said in 2018. And now, although it's declined, now 7 million have died. And then in 2020, although tobacco use has declined, now it's more than 8 million. How does that number keep going up when the smoking rates are allegedly going down?
Well, I mean, not to defend them, but people are getting older. People that smoked are getting older, and more of them are dying every year as they get older, because of the natural order of the universe. As you get older, Kevin, one of these days you will shuffle off the mortal coil.
Am I going to be one of those 15% that has a...
Even though you haven't smoked a cigarette by that time,
8 years.
in like 30 years or whatever, by the time you croak, they're going to say,
smoking related.
He smoked.
Yeah. Yeah. He did a coloring book in the 5th grade over in Australia. So, yeah.
He didn't learn that he has to smoke that snake instead of the cigarette.
Yeah. Liana loves her clusterfuck bands.
I know. I saw it. She posted a picture somewhere. I saw it.
And then we broke Lee's browser. Look at that. It crashed. Look at you.
Whose browser crashed?
Lee's.
Oh, well, if it was the Microsoft Edge or whatever their browser is now, Bill Gates is not pro vaping. I'm just saying.
Oh, Victor share screen.
I saw it pop up.
So I did this the other day, yesterday.
Can you? I don't know. You're gonna have to click on that picture.
We're at 200% here.
No, click on the picture.
All right, there we go. Remember what I said about I didn't use the lines on the. No, this is WCTOH 2018, not the COP. Taxation, best practice, cutting edge research. It says publicly accessible.
No, I want you to keep in mind that says taxation, because we will talk about taxation in a minute.
Okay. Those that are available only to approved members of the WHO FTCT Knowledge Hub network. So they have a network, just so you guys know. This was that link. What can be done to reduce these premature tobacco-related deaths? The most effective strategy, and the one that can be utilized repeatedly, is increasing the excise tax on tobacco products. And then on the right tax system, illicit trade, because there is no black market, but they know there is one.
There's no such thing as a black market.
No, I think your pal. Good Lord, I can't stop sharing. Where is my mouse? There it goes. Yeah, taxes. Isn't that fun?
Kevin. Yeah. So taxes. So here's the thing: they justify a tax that they know that they're not going to use to help people on these products, on tobacco even. By saying that it's going to reduce the kids from smoking. It's gonna, it's kids don't have money. The only people that have any fucking money are the kids. So a while back, Kevin, we had a guy on the show.
We did.
Dr. Charles, a different Dr. Charles, Dr. Charles Courtemanche. I said his name wrong twice while he was on the show, but
I know I can't help you. There's no help for you.
It's like a Frenchy name, but it's not a Frenchy name.
Sir. I like the word sir. It's much easier.
I did say that. So, we got him, and I'm not saying that this because he was second place or anything. We reached out to another guy who had been tweeting very pro. Anti-tax anti-vape taxing things, and he had a really nice PowerPoint. And why is his name suddenly not in my head right now?
Mike Pesco.
Michael Pesco, yes. So we reached out to Michael Pesco,
doctor,
and he said, "Yes, I would love to do your show." And then a little bit later, he said, "Look," he says, "my wife is going into labor, and I can't be on your show. Would you please take somebody else?" And I said, "Yes, who?" And he said, "One of the other authors of this paper that we're releasing can come on and talk about the paper." And the paper was explicitly showing that taxes on tobacco products do not reduce youth usage.
Imagine that.
So we already had this topic on the show.
Unbiased.
Yes.
Completely.
So yeah, he doesn't vape. He's not. He's
a numbers guy
of a tax think tank sort of thing.
Yeah.
He's an accountant or something. He's a bean counter.
And to be honest with everybody in the room, he does what Glance does on a whole different level, completely different level.
Well, no.
Well, he doesn't
Glance
do what Glance does.
Glance takes health science data.
Yeah. And make shit up.
From an engineering background and then tries to make claims about science of biology.
Right.
And anatomy and, human stuff instead of like sticking to, it's rocket scientists like Glance that he's the reason why we haven't gone back to the moon since like the early 70s. I'm just telling you, because there is a quote of him saying, "I'm a rocket scientist. You have to believe me." Nah, sorry. But yes. So Michael Pesco sent a letter to Congress because they're part of the Build Back Better. The Build Back Better bullshit is a tax thing that we talked about on this show ad nauseum, showing how expensive it would increase the price of e-liquid. And I've got to pull it up here. I've got to find it. Kevin. I'm so disorganized. Ooh, almost dropped my device.
Mark never came back. I'm a little concerned about Bernie. That poor girl.
Well, the dog probably drug him through the driveway or something down into the street and
peed on his leg. Who'd have thunk we could have whistled at a dog? That damn Andrew.
Was it Andrew's idea this time, or whose idea was it? I think it was your idea.
It was me this time, but it was, completely Andrew's fault. I mean,
where did it go, Kevin?
The one I sent you, or is it something I didn't?
Did you send me a copy of the actual letter?
I don't know. I can get it.
Get it, because I can't find it.
Oh no, I sent. I did. I don't believe I did.
What good are you?
I'll find it. I bet I can find it.
I'm sure if I go through my I'm sure if I go through my shit, I'll find it. Let's see who gets it first.
All right.
I bet you $10 it's this one. Oh, here, yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, this is a link. I found it. Yeah.
Right.
Damn it, ATR, you and
I love my Victor
damn
Shares
pop-ups.
My Victor Shares allows me to do stuff like that.
So this is an actual National Institutes of Health, another government-funded study, right? Mm-hmm. Democrats, a vape tax would be a disaster for public health. So it says here, in an explosive letter circulated on Monday, and if I click on that, I bet you I can pull up the letter. Boom. This is from the Andrew Young School of Policy Studies. Dear members of Congress, my name is Michael Pesco, and I'm an associate professor in the Department of Economics at Georgia State University. I have a $1.4 million grant from the NIH to conduct e-cigarette policy evaluation research, including evaluation of e-cigarette taxes. I do not receive money from the tobacco industry or related groups. So that automatically says the government paid me, not Big Tobacco.
Anybody else, yeah.
I write to share what I learned about e-cigarette taxes from my NIH. I do like the fact that he has repeatedly mentioned the NIH-funded research. These scientific opinions are co-signed by other highly regarded health economists that I have co-authored this research with. The version of the Build Back Better Act released on November 3rd, and blah, blah, blah. This is the section, and currently under consideration by the House of Representatives, would raise e-cigarette taxes to a level comparable to tobacco cigarettes or to combustible cigarettes, and exceeding cigarette taxes for some e-cigarette products. The act does not change the cigarette tax rate. My NIH-funded research spanning 10 peer-reviewed published papers evaluating e-cigarette policies and complementary work from other researchers shows that across an array of analytic approaches, e-cigarettes and other nicotine vaping products function as what economists call substitutes for conventional cigarettes. In practical terms, if e-cigarettes and cigarettes are substitutes, then raising the price of one on average leads to people increasing use of the other. Given extensive peer-reviewed evidence indicating that these products are substitutes, an unintended but inevitable effect of increasing taxes on e-cigarettes is to increase cigarette use. So e-cigarette taxes are a gateway to smoking.
I'm going to take one man's words. They know.
Given that cigarettes are believed to be substantially more harmful than e-cigarettes, this effect on cigarette use is concerning. Our economic evaluations of existing state and county e-cigarette taxes find that increasing e-cigarette taxes to parity with the cigarette tax rate will sizably increase cigarette use across teens, adults, and pregnant women compared to taxing tobacco products differently in proportion to their health risk. Across various papers, we find several concerning consequences of large cigarette or e-cigarette tax increases. So there's a bunch of stuff, but I really just wanted to show, look at this. Charles Quartermanch, PhD.
He's
been on our show.
Is Aaron on there as well? Or is that a different letter? That's another.
That's a different letter.
So I'm going to use another man's words. Nobody cares. They know. Why? Nobody cares.
You gotta get a picture of H with a bubble that says they know.
Dave.
And then you get a picture of Dave. And nobody cares.
I'll try to do that. I can't do it as good. I got paint. All I got is paint. Either way, now Congress.
Should I make a t-shirt?
Why the fuck not?
No, I'd have to get H's permission. I have to get his likeness right permission. I have to get
David's
H? Likeness right.
If you say their names permission 3 times, will they appear?
Well, I don't know. It's probably too late for Gurlitz.
I think I can speak for Dave. I think Dave would say, why haven't you already fucking done it? That's what I think he would say.
I don't know, man. I don't want to use somebody's face. I mean, I used your face without your permission, but you can't do nothing to me.
Yep. Woof. He knows.
Kevin says I should make a t-shirt and put your face on it, H. And I said, I have to have permission. I can't, if I'm gonna put one said, I'm gonna put your head here and David's head here.
And Congress underneath.
And to simulate like boobs, then I'm getting the inspiration right now. So boob 1 and boob 2.
Oh my goodness. Oh, where's Skips? Oh, I thought it was hers. She inspired that, Victor, by the way, just so you're aware.
She inspired what?
The tweet I showed you guys earlier. The depression, stupidity, fucking stigmatizing, cocksucking, whatever.
Really?
I don't understand how these people.
Do I have access to Dropbox on this computer?
It's not my computer. I don't know. So, give me a minute. So don't they have like people who would look at an ad, psychiatrists, psychologists, normal people who would say, this probably isn't a good idea. We already know what nicotine does and doesn't do.
What doesn't do?
They know.
They know.
They know.
I got keep talking for a minute.
Dave's not here, man. Open up, man.
Dave,
I got this
Dave's
stuff.
not here.
Did you guys see this band? It's just, man. Judy, she said something about if she was at almost her age, I'm not going to repeat her age, of 21.
That would be rude if you did.
That would be the thing that she'd be remembered for most.
She said, by this time in my life, I had expected that I would get a plaque saying,
Great
Judy
job.
lived here.
This,
an order, she could be a Dame Judy. But there's already a Dame Judy. You know.
Is Dame a good thing over there? I thought Dame was a
It's
bad
like
word.
sir.
Is that UK? Okay, all right. I
It's
don't
like
know the
sir.
politically correct bullshit stuff. I don't know.
You know, the order of the the English stuff. So I'm having to log into my.
And Victor is referring to that tweet, and it's still on my mind. If you listen to, and Patrick's going to play it as soon as we're done, she and Richard, Save for Nicotine Wiki, if you listen to their emotion in their discussion with us that health people don't listen to, you'll understand. And I still don't think I worded it right, but how's your knee doing?
My knee?
Decad? Yeah.
I'm old. My knee's always gonna get suck. Is always gonna suck.
Chris, I think he rubs chocolate on it once a day, and I think then it makes it better. I'm not positive. What are you doing, George?
I'm looking. Well, on that computer, I know where it's at. I'm having to.
Oh, you're trying to flip them. So
I'm trying to borrow something from that computer over here.
On Wednesday, Logan made his guest appearance a couple of times. Wasn't too distracting. And then last night, I clicked on the wrong damn button at the end.
I found it. I found it.
Oh, share with the rest of the class. All right.
I will in a minute.
All right, there we go.
I had to go on to Dropbox because it's in the cloud.
Fine.
And I had to download it.
Looks like Fat Asia's going to get a new logo.
Fat Asia? What?
Fact Asia.
Oh, okay. All right. So, we did this show. We had a show.
No.
And we had Dr. Charles Gardner on.
No.
And
where he said he didn't like either of us?
Well, we're talking about nicotine and mental health and yada, 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 because that's the topic that we bring him on for.
Yeah.
And I this is like a 3.5 minute, 4-minute video. So we're probably going to play a little bit and pause it and so forth. And we're going to work our way through this. So let's, okay. See what I did there? I made some really nice graphics, and
you're so talented.
I know. I'm made a spinning
But
logo.
Your question was how do we get the discussion going again? So that was in my perfect world. We would have a new kind.
So, Kevin,
what?
Look at you.
I know. Mr.
You're like
Crowley.
a floating head in a dark room.
I'm sure that needed to be pointed out.
What the hell, man? You
I
look
think
so much
Logan
better
was
with the virtual screen and the vape bands. Anyway,
report, and it wouldn't be about e-cigarettes from the NASM, from the National Academies. It would be about just nicotine and its potential health benefits for all of these things how effective is it for weight control? We do have an epidemic of obesity in this country, and I'm not looking at you, Patrick.
That mean motherfucker.
Mean?
Yes, he's talking about obesity, and then he points out. He says, "I'm not looking at you, Patrick."
And they prescribed smoking in the 50s and the 40s.
Yes. Oh, yeah. But women have known this since the 30s, that they would smoke to stay slim. Ballerinas have known this for 100 years, that you smoke to stay slim. And you would think it would be the opposite, right? Because it would mess up your lungs and you wouldn't be able to be the athlete that you need to be on stage. They smoked. A lot of dancers as well. So, so this is like personal experience. This is like this is like with cannabis. People say, it really helps me with whatever, my issue. And lots of health benefits are ascribed to smoking cannabis. And they may be right. And it may be that we haven't devised the right study to confirm that. But we're talking tens of thousands of people using nicotine to control their weight. Well, weight loss, man. So we haven't even talked about that. And if that were true, but then you've got people on the other side saying, well, but experts disagree, which is a kind of typical merchants of doubt tactic. And the same will be said for nicotine benefits in Tourette's syndrome, ADHD, autism, bipolar disorder, schizophrenia, et cetera, et cetera. In fact, a lot of research is looking at cross-sectional studies that find associations and trying to claim that.
This goes directly to the depression stick. So I'm going to back up just a few seconds so that everybody can get this. We'll go to right there. All right.
And then ask me why.
In fact, a lot of research is looking at cross-sectional studies that find associations and trying to claim that nicotine causes those things.
So he's saying there's a lot of people looking at developing research because people that have mental illness use nicotine to say that nicotine causes the problems that they're using nicotine to reduce the effects of.
They want to
when
all
logic says that people with those things are using nicotine because it helps them, but so we're going to face that. But I mean, one of the ways to deal with this is to get.
Now, the reason I went to all the trouble of tracking this video down and putting it on here is to show this was literally 2 months before the depression stick ad was created. I went back and added it just to show you that we've been looking at this issue, even before they brought it up.
We know.
We know.
Yeah. Thank you, Henry.
That, and literally, Kevin, other than Dr. Charles Gardner talking about it on Twitter, you and I are the only ones that are really talking about this
outside of Twitter, yeah.
Outside of that. Like, none of the other vaping heads are talking about it. Obviously.
No.
No, I didn't. But okay. Pippa put a link to Rosemary Leonard talking about. Yeah, we didn't. I literally was working like 10-hour days and came home and prepared to stream for 2 hours every night during Scope, and I really didn't have a chance. I was listening to a lot of the Scope coverage in my car while I was working during the day, but I think that, again, and I brought this up, and it's on the video that's going to premiere in 15 minutes, we need to start looking at why. We need to just drive this home to all of the experts. We need to be asking people that smoke. We need to be asking the people that vape. Why? Especially those of us that like nicotine, that use what other people would consider to be high amounts of nicotine. Some people use nicotine for just fun, which is fine.
Right.
But there are other people that use it for other reasons. And I can guarantee you, if we're living in a society where schools have to have suicide watch lists on their students, you're going to be, a good portion of those kids that are smoking or vaping are using nicotine for a reason. And we need to be more compassionate. We need to understand why these kids are using any substance at all, instead of demonizing, attacking, and belittling them and making them afraid of you. Because they're not going to come to you with their problems.
Nope.
If they're afraid that if they come to you, that you're going to talk down to them, you're going to belittle them, you're going to attack them. Just saying. Yeah. Kevin put a link in for schizophrenia.com and with a link that says nicotine benefits. So, and there's something, how many share screens? This is your share screen. Okay, boom.
Okay, I hit the wrong one. The link has this in there. The schizophrenia.com link that I have on my left. The interest in nicotine's therapeutical potential started in the 80s. You see the nicotine behind it, the chemical that we did the science with
that's on the nicotine enhanced t-shirt.
Yes.
What?
Researchers
Eliana? You forgot Eliana's name?
Eliana, thank you. Researchers have been talking about it for decades, but none are on the market. Part of the problem is reputation. This is in schizophrenia.com. It's been there forever. Schizophrenia.com. Think about it. They've said that in this link. Now it's in the middle and you can't see it. Well, there it is, right there. It's right there. The smoking rate among people with schizophrenia, depression, anxiety disorders is far higher than average. Why do you think that is?
Yeah.
It's widely believed people with certain mental health problems are self-medicating with cigarettes because nicotine helps your mind function better. So then you talk about what you're going to see Skip talk about and Richard talk about, and you think you're putting out an anti-depression fucking stupidity campaign that you didn't think about.
Do I get $1 every time you say fucking?
Oh my God. I just want them to drink.
You know how rich we would be if we put a curse. This is what we do. We're going to put, like 1 week, we're going to put your PayPal address in the show. And every time you say a curse word, the people that are watching the show are going to donate $1. And then the next week I'll put my PayPal up. And then every time one of us says a curse word, then I get $1.
I'm an old cab driver, but
this is a competition.
Nice. It is.
This is a competition. At the end of the year,
fuck,
the one that has the most dollars wins.
But I try to be sensible. I try. So, if you're gonna, Bernie, exactly. If you're gonna hate smokers,
I don't know why I'm not seeing the YouTube.
I don't know.
Chat over here. I gotta refresh this tab. Oh, there's a whole bunch of comments over here now.
Let's see. Oh, Lee's got a link in there. Lee has a link.
I can't click on it though.
I keep saying Leah. I don't know why.
It is Leah. Lea. What would Lea be if not Leah? My wife is named Leah, but she has Leah. She has an H after her A.
Mild cognitive impairment. Yes. Yes, and Dr. Newhouse is the first name on that link.
Oh, well,
this is from 2012.
He's one of our favorite people.
I don't know why you can't get him on the show. I'm very disappointed in you. I don't think you're trying.
He is like a very important PhD doctor, and he's not.
You're wrong.
Vaping PhD.
Wait a minute. You're wrong. Look, Lee. I thought we had that discussion last week.
I don't recall ever having this discussion.
I know.
I'm going to still say Leah. There. There. Well.
So there.
Yeah.
Well, Pippa.
I don't care what your name is. I'm going to call you that. It's like Raj. I don't know for sure how to pronounce RAWG. Raj.
Thank you, Liana. I'm going to send her $1 just to piss you off.
Why would it piss me off if you sent your $1 to Leo? Literally, why? I mean, that is a transaction that is occurring between you and Leah.
No, Liana.
Oh, well,
because
you send Leah the money since she's the one that corrected me.
No,
Leah is the one that corrected me.
It was funny. I thought it was funny that
If you're
Liana
going to send a
mentioned
dollar to anybody, it should be Leah.
that you were wrong. Liana gets the dollar for pointing it
I
out.
don't acknowledge that though, so it doesn't
I
count.
know.
I'm just saying.
As much as I dislike you, I love you to death. I know it sucks, doesn't it? It sucks being me most of the time.
Anywho, Kevin, we're gonna end it. We got 8 minutes, and then the next video is gonna come up all by itself. We don't have to do anything. We can actually sit back, you can go and Voop if you want to. You can go to bed, do anything you want now, because we've got 2 more hours of content that we really don't have to do anything to. I might hang out here for a little bit and chat in the chat room with the people that are watching, if anybody actually chooses to watch it. If you don't, I don't. That's up to you. But it is an amazing 2 hours of 2 beautiful humans expressing why nicotine is important and how it has helped them. Actually, Victor should watch at least the first part of it because his wife is in the first part of it for a few seconds. Just saying. So, what the hell do you want to say? How do you want to say goodbye to everybody tonight, Kevin?
I want you to pressure every freaking lawmaker about the Pesco letter that we showed. I also want you to go to Cliff Douglas and look at his letter that we didn't discuss.
Oh, that we fucking didn't discuss. It's too late.
It's hard keeping track of you sometimes. I'm going to link it here in a second in the chat room. It's his remarks on an FDLI. Forgive me, I don't know what FDLI is momentarily. It's a Google Doc. So if you don't have Google, I think you have to get an account, but it's free.
When you sent me that link earlier, I went to that and I got like a block. My antivirus software blocked it.
Okay, that's probably why then. Mr. Douglas, we discussed him last night. Food and Drug Law Institute, Tobacco and Nicotine Products Conference. I want you to Cliff came from the other side pretty hard. Him and I went through a few tweets where I searched mine and his name. If you
he said bad things to you, or you said bad things to him?
Both. Me a lot more than he, I'm sure. I asked why.
That's why he won't come on the show. That's
possible. I don't think he knows who I am, though. I think he knows the handle, but I don't think. And he's followed me since in the past, 6 months or so. Surprised the shit out of me. But it's an important thing that he's doing because of who he was. It's not as important because he should have done it when he was who he was. That part I don't like, that he didn't stand up soon enough, loud enough. But I'm glad he is standing up. And if he ever comes on the show, I'd love to have him on. I've got all kinds of happy questions for him. Oh, see, now you got Jeffrey in the room. It's important for that. It's important for Mr. Pesco or Dr. Pesco's as well. Who you can ask them why they're ignoring less harmful alternatives for 2 more years when they know. What are you doing?
We've got 4 minutes. We've got 4 minutes.
So those are the things I'd like you to do. Those are my thoughts. And you don't have to do them.
You absolutely do have to do them. So yeah, please, if you haven't watched the show with Skip and Richard, please do so. As far as I'm concerned, there's no better way to spend 2 hours of your week. And even if you don't watch it tonight, it's going to be on all of our outlets. It's going to be on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. And when it goes out on Twitter, show the love to Richard and to Skip, and make a comment and retweet it. So anyway, love you guys. We're not going anywhere. We'll see you in 7 days, if not before. You never know. I don't know about streaming 5 days in a row. I'll tell you that though.
Thank you to Scope.
Oh yes, Nancy, Lucas, and
Nancy,
and all the other folks that participated. Leanna was crying.
Wow.
It was powerful. You know, her father passed away this week. I think everybody should. I forgot about that. Everybody should, you know, virtually hug Leanna this week, today, now. And we got, I got a few minutes. So just, you know, be compassionate. Even now, like, we look down on people that smoke. Like, we walk down the street and see somebody smoking and go, oh, I can't believe I used to smell that way. Think about it. Don't play into the anti-tobacco game. We do this. We say bad things about smokers when we don't really mean to. And we play into their tactics. So let's be better. Let's just be better humans. And we're going to see you in 7 days. Y'all have a good night. Love you. And stick around. Go to the next video when it comes on. Bye.
See ya.
I'd like one of you bureaucrats out there to look me in the eye and tell me, when does my husband's life matter to you? Because it matters every day, every second of every day to me.